As you see, Radio Row is popping. We've got Fran Duffy. We've got Super Bowl champion Vinny Curry. We've got his teammate, Super Bowl champion Beau Allen. And you guys are used to playing next to each other. Beau, thank you for joining us.
This is a comfort zone for me. Vinny on my outside, it feels nice, dude. It feels really good.
We come back from Vinny dominating the Eagles media session earlier today, which we will get to. We'll play for the people. We're walking in, and here comes Beau driving by, leaning out, and what do you yell?
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
And what's the story for that, Vinny?
Oh, all of a sudden, Vinny Curry's in the media.
All of a sudden, we got Beau Allen. He got long hair.
Oh,
we got Vinny Curry. He's got tattoos.
Everything is clicking.
Everything is clicking.
It must be Super Bowl weekend.
You know who this is from, Fran?
No. Lay it on me.
Jerry Azanero.
Truly
very
nice.
One of a kind. A great D-line coach that Vinny and I shared, who just had these kind of quips that just stuck with us. And that's one of them that I think of it every time I see you, Vinny. It's incredible.
Everybody says that. Everybody. I said, yo, man, I must, yo, man, yo, Coach Az, man, just one of the coaches, man, and it's just go. Next guy, clip, hit, there. Always work together.
What is it about the 2017 defensive line that turned guys into media superstars?
We won a Super Bowl.
In Philadelphia.
Yeah, right. And then you guys took a little sojourn to Tampa together.
Yeah, we did. Vinny was like, hey, my guy Beau is down here in Florida. I miss him. I haven't seen him in so long. Let me go down there and hang out with him in Tampa.
I got there 90 days in. I looked around. I said, Beau, you're on your own. I got to go home.
It's too hot. Give me back to Philly.
Beau, how would you compare that D-line to this Eagles defensive line?
I love this Eagles defensive line. I think overall, incredibly talented young group. Like I can't say enough good things about this team, but especially this D-line. But I think we're better, right? Like, come on, man. I think we had a great group of vets that had played a lot and kind of really understood each other, and we understood our games, and that's why I love playing with Vinny. We had played together so much. I think overall this unit is more talented, but I think maybe we were slightly deeper across the board.
Certainly played more guys. You rotated.
We really rolled through, but that was more just because of Jim's defense and everything like that. But these dudes, Jalen Carter is
a dog.
But I think people forget how good Fletcher was. You know, Fletcher was the guy.
So Beau, a little bit throughout the early episodes, we actually talking about that. But I said, if you take everybody by age, and where we at that point in time,
sure.
I like to stand on that one,
bro. We were good,
bro. But I will say this.
Say it.
All of a sudden.
Say it, yeah.
Come after the bye week, all of a sudden, all we talk about is the D-line on defense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think the defense in general for this team is better. You know what I mean? Look at these guys. Zach Vaughn, man. Wisconsin guy. I love him. Dog. Exactly. He's playing an MVP caliber.
Dude, that's
unbelievable.
He's super good. And look at Cooper. Look at Quinion.
Yeah. That's called when preparation meets opportunity.
Like that?
That sounded like another ass.
When preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah, that's how you get success.
Beau, who do you like as the X factor outside of Jalen up front on the defensive line in this matchup here against Kansas City? Who are you expecting to have that kind of breakout performance?
I think Nolan Smith is going to have a good game. Yeah, I mean he's been playing really well, and the linebacking group for this team is so good and very deep too, and Burks playing really good as a guy who's filled in for a pretty devastating injury, but I like Nolan Smith. I think he's really come along this year, and I think he's going to have a big game. He's played really well in the playoffs.
Yeah.
What do you like Nolan?
Oh, yeah.
As a rusher?
Oh, yeah.
He's been calling him. He's been big on Nolan all season long.
Actually, who's going to have a huge game? I'm sorry to interrupt you, Beau. BG. BG is going to have a – yes. BG's got those fresh legs, dude.
Yeah, he does.
That's a good point.
I think listen – if BG get a sack, man, I think we all gonna go nuts. Everybody should just go live.
It's
when it happens.
I think you guys have a different perspective than us. How nuts is it to you that he would be playing in this game after the torn triceps?
I mean, it's not crazy when you consider BG and how big of a freak he is and how he's played at such a high level for so long. But objectively, it's wild. But it's the Super Bowl, this is as good as it gets.
This is the equivalent to when somebody said, "I'll give my left arm to play in the Super Bowl."
Yep.
Yeah.
He's literally going to do that.
Yeah.
With Jalen Carter,
Yeah.
Beau, he's so dominant now.
Yep.
We were talking to Gerald McCoy yesterday, your other teammate from the Bucks, and he was talking about how he thinks there's still much more to come from Jalen as he understands the game. I actually feel like he's pretty ahead of the game in terms of his knowledge. Like he sees things really quickly. But how much better do you think he can be?
I think he can be unbelievable. I mean, he is already a very, very good player, and
He's played like 90% of the snaps. It's insane.
which is incredible.
He's in shape.
Yeah, his stamina and his effort is really good, but his savvy is something that I've been impressed with. You saw that on the last drive against the Rams, the way he kind of played the game within the game. You set up rushes to early in a game to hit during critical moments, and that's the kind of savvy out of a young player that I appreciate, because I had to do that shit. He's talented enough where he doesn't need to play those kind of games, and he still does, and that's the kind of thing that's going to take him to the next level. He was a really good player. Yeah.
Going over to the other side, obviously they've got some good ones up front as well.
Yeah.
Chris Jones, we talked about.
Yep.
Who else up front would give you concern if you were the Eagles preparing for that front?
Defensively?
Defensively, Kansas City.
I mean, Chris Jones is kind of the guy. If you're an offensive lineman, you need to know where he's at all times. He'll play inside, he'll play outside on the edge, but I think they have such good cast. But I really think for them it's about Spags. I love Spags, and I think outside of Chris Jones, Spags is so creative with his blitzes. You saw it during critical moments against the Bills in the last 2 weeks ago or whatever, and that's the guy. He's he's just dialing up something, and you're not really sure what it's going to be, when exactly it's going to come. So I think if you're an Eagles offensive lineman, that's what you're kind of tuned in on. Is where is Chris Jones? Who is showing blitz? Are they dropping? Are they coming? Is this same pre-snap presentation going to come back at us later in the game, but it's going to be something else? I think that's something I'm personally looking forward to.
Before I ask you for a prediction, I got to ask you just your favorite Vinny Curry story.
Oh, man, I have so many.
All of a sudden.
You're
on the spot.
I'll never forget, we would be mid-game sometimes, mid-rep. And Vinny would be like, yo, can I go? Can I go? And I'm like, yeah, go.
Yo, we talked about that.
Yes.
Yo, we talked about that.
Yeah.
We talked about that on one of the episodes, talking about communication. So I was talking to them.
And sometimes they're like, no, you can't go. No, don't go.
Yo, there's a play where Nolan is yelling that to Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
And he waves him off.
Yeah.
He waves him off, and then he gets back and he's kind of thumbs up.
You're good.
And then run it. Oh my! And it was a sack. And they was like, yo, how did you know that? I said, I've been in that situation a time or two.
For our viewers, what is it that gives you the green light to make that call?
Okay, so if we're getting really specific, Vinny and I, we play it as obviously a D tackle, 3-tech, whatever. But if we were to the open side, Vinny loves inside moves, right?
Yep.
Which is great, But sometimes you can't take an inside move. But if I was a 2-eye, and I knew that the center was sliding away, that means we're on the man side, okay? So that tackle really has to set out, and Vinny can take an inside move, and if he takes it and he hits it, I can cover him, right? So I'll loop around. It's like a natural ET game. But there are times when I know that the center's sliding to me, and then the guard is going to push out to him. So if he takes an inside move, he's going to get hammered by the guard. You know what I mean? So that's when I don't want you to take an inside move. It's you're just going to get fucking tea kettled by the guard, who's setting right out to you. But also every now and then we'd have a blitz on. I'm like, no, you cannot take it inside. We are away from the blitz, my brother. The quarterback will flush to us. So that's what that is. But it's more about like you said, communication, trusting your teammates, and kind of what I mentioned earlier. We played together for so long, and we had that group where we roll guys through, and we got really comfortable playing with each other, and a lot of different defensive lineman matchups, and that's how you get that kind of comfort, that communication, that familiarity.
Yeah.
I could just tell him. There were times Vinny took an inside move and I'd cover him up, just first of all, bull rushing. So I'm ready for it.
You two guys both very familiar with doing the unrecognized dirty work that makes the whole defensive line.
You have no
work,
idea.
Right?
I'm the one that's going to test the temperature of Jim.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something.
Yeah.
He's either going to come over here, storm over here, or he's going to say,
you take it, you got to make it.
Yeah, that's exactly what he say. Yo, okay. Take it, but you better make it. I'm like, woo! And then that'll bring everybody. Now everybody want to try to do something, but Beau always kept that thing in check. Beau not gonna tell y'all this. Beau was overly prepared. His notes.
I was a white D lineman, bro.
Yo, his notes was impeccable. Yo, I mean, it was I thought I had good notes on it. Then when we get to like the little closer to the game. I like, bro, can I see your notebook? I just want to, just in case you miss
we
something.
were in
got
Tampa.
plagiarism
We
going on.
had a bad
Oh,
defense. We got, like, people don't understand. You think football players, D linemen especially, are just like, hey, go out there, get in your gap. We have advanced football calls with a million different checks, and we do a lot of meetings. Okay, you guys are in the media, you're around football, you understand, but like a casual, football fan doesn't understand the hours of film study and preparation and meetings that we go through on a daily basis. And we used to get tested every week on the playbook. And in Tampa, like, we got to a point where we were getting tested with these lengthy tests that were honestly too much. And like, I used to help Vinny cheat a little bit. It's funny. It's just funny to think about professional football players taking these tests before a football game,
right?
And just like cheating on them.
And you guys gotta understand. So when we was down there, I used to be sitting there so like pissed, bro, just pissed because I'm like, man. Jim, we won't be doing this like if the Jim like, and then
our D coordinator got fired after 4 games, so it was a tough year for us.
Bro, so then you still had to take a test.
The professor already failed. Why are we still taking
exactly?
it?
It's like our TA
bro,
is giving
crazy,
us
bro. Like, so I was more so like I just was sitting there with an attitude or just being really mad, and at the same time, in a fresh breath of air. It goes to show you that, damn, I got to get back to Philly, bro.
And then you left me, bro.
And we went nuts. We went to the playoffs.
Yeah, without me.
All right, Beau, we got to let you get going. The Green Light podcast, I imagine all our listeners already know that. Beau Allen, quick prediction. What do you got?
I'd say like 72-0 Birds.
Good call. Why not?
Yeah.
Like that?
Why not?
No, I'll say realistically, I like 28-18 Eagles.
18.
Nah, 24-18.
Okay.
Low scoring game.
I like that.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Beau Allen, thank you so much.
Thanks for
We
having
will
me.
bring in
Beau Allen, thank you
our
for having
man,
me.
Zach Berman, in a second here. Good stuff going on. It's a crazy day. Radio Realm. All the stuff
Beau.
is going.